Okay, there it's going now. Okay, so it's away. Okay. So today is Wednesday, the 14th of October 2015. I'm here on Ngāti Kura Marae in Matauri Bay, Bay of Islands, North Zealand, New Zealand. I'm here to present to the taumata new developments that we have come here to explain who we are and what we are about to do. Well, I'll continue at this stage to explain, I'll visually explain who I am and what I do and what I represent as a native of New Zealand with what I have to share with you all. So, first of all, my name is John Huani Kahaki Wānoa, and I come from a place called Te Araroa on the east coast, North Island, New Zealand, at Whakaangiangi, on the Aotere Marae, what it's called now, but its original name is Marangaro Marae, which is connected to Te Pito on the Haha blocks of the coastline there, to the birth of what we say is Aotea here, there, where the sun rises. The shortest distance to the sun is right there on the east coast of the island, on our land rocks. Straight to the Te Pito and Rapanui, Mokunui. Mokunui, Urupa on my land rock, and also to Rapanui. The words are the same in East Island, the MOAI statute. So we'll go through a little bit of that history, but most of all, we just want to update things that are happening right now around the world and where we fit in the world of economics or our culture and how we play a part in administering our land and also our tikanga, our law as applied to what I'm wearing here, to the bigger outer world and our protectorate, the British military, and also the British government, parliament. Okay, first of all, so that's a little bit about where I'm from, and then what I'm wearing now, the next thing on the agenda of our week, is these emblem of King William the Fourth. He's our commercial trading bank of England, partner in business, contract, private contract. That's dating back to 1835 Declaration of Independence flag. So you see the flag here on the left, on the left side of me, and four flags denoting our connection to Britain. So I'll start from this side first, so we can go from the left right to left. This here is coat of arms of King William, King of Hanover, top, and King of England, and King of Ireland, and King of Scotland. So this here is the original Hanover title. Salic law prohibits women from succeeding to the king title. We are back onto that now by default of the Queen abandoning Westminster and going into EU Parliament, and unfortunately, somehow or other, she's taken out each and every trust money of Queen Victoria with her into there, and that's what I'm going after on this coat of arms, why I'm wearing it there, and also King William here with his 8-point star badge, and you'll notice that Prince Charles is wearing the same badge, the 8-point star of St. Patrick's Order. The New World Order of the Pope has used that Irish soil land title as his New World Order of the Church. And so, while I'm there at the church, all he's done here is separated the state and the legal from the church and left the church on its own. Okay, so no more state in here. Okay, no more state. Back to the 8-point star. New world order, which is us today. So I wanted to explain how we fit today's world in from this day on. Okay? So we've got King William as our surrogate legal partner. That's who I am speaking for him, as if I'm him, because no one is speaking for him in his King's Bench Court. In the courts, you've got the Queen's Bench Court, and their judge on the opposite side supposed to be a native assessor of so-called Hapu native chief. Not the Maori, but the Hapu native chief. Supposed to be sitting on the other side for him. Him for the king, and the other white one for the queen. Okay? That's how it should be. That's how it's going to be from now on. Okay? So we are standing in that court, in Auckland District Court, to do exactly that. To talk for the king. Okay? As his partner. So, that's our exercise. So that one. And then below, we've got the 8-point star. This is the one that we're going under, which is this one. When you flash that, that means confiscate. That's the sheriff's badge. Here. Okay? So this is the sheriff of the king, or the sheriff of the queen in England. So since the queen's gone, the sheriff got no queen to look after and put the red carpet out there. In the 57 counties in England and Wales is that they have no queen to do the job for them. So they're sitting redundant, waiting for the king to open his mouth. Right? So that's where it should be over there. And that's what Ngāpuhi, the tamaka on Te Marae, says, what the hell are you doing here? That's why I don't want to go up there. Because I say, you shouldn't be here. You should be out there. Live here, all those boys. Right? So no, if I go there, and they say, well, you shouldn't be here. That's why I don't want to go there. Because they know too well there's a job to do. They've got a job, very important job, for Ngāpuhi chiefs. Nobody else chief, not Tainui chief, no, only the ones up here, over here, and the tree we went to yesterday, and filmed, where, whoever took us to the tree where all the chiefs gathered around to make decisions about this land, about making an agreement with Britain. It was under the tree. We filmed it. Yeah, we just went there yesterday and filmed it. So that's on our record with this Matauri. Now, from now on, big time, you're on stage. Well, the stage, yeah. Just us and all those guys watching us do this. Okay? So, in the middle of this 8-point star, St. Patrick's order, you will order his crown, King William. Used to be Queen Victoria up there, but she's corrupted by the Queen Elizabeth now, and gone. And the British military will be after them with this. Sheriff will be going after them to find where all the money's gone, and the gold. 1.2 million tons of gold. They know now because all the whistleblowers tell us where it is. Okay, so the sheriff's going to go and get it. We need a whole bunch of sheriffs, deputies. And these guys, the marshals, can go anywhere in the world with this flag. We've got 4 flags, I'll get on to that here. But I just wanted to explain, this is the seal with King William on his horse and his ship of Admiralty in the background that authenticates every document I've ever put together. Okay? With this seal, and this very powerful. The most powerful badge in the world is that one. Okay? Flashing to anyone and the judge. And I pull out my pocket and open my thing up. He should be running out the door. And a policeman chasing after him the rest of it. Okay? That's how it should play out when we go in, all of us on this side of the bar. The court hearing. So, we get to, from that one, this is the man's law. L-A-W. Okay? Man law, on documents. Okay? And bank. Bank, the MOAI, Powerhouse Bank, is a pound note. The pound note is what we picked it up. We picked it up, picked the flag up, picked everything of the King's up, picked it up and ran with it. Right? We actually own what he set up with 2 brothers to use the first time. After, I don't know. So now we come to the MOAI seal to authenticate anything that's got a memorial. Two of the most powerful memorials in the world. We've got two. The King and the Spirit. Right? The MOAI. So, memorial on the side is Tahiti is you. And us. And natives. Okay? So that's our S with the crown on his head, the head, the real crown. That's why Queen Victoria stole the first one. Not the Dutch, they didn't touch it. Queen Victoria in 1868 took the first one to England and hid it for over 100 years. That's the spirit she took. That's why they put their hand on the Bible. No, not really. They were saying, somewhere they get their God-given right to use the law on anybody with a spirit they don't own or have ever. And the Pope took the pyramids and the obelisks of Africa. So we have the same DNA like this, and blood, the same as the black Nubian Africans. I'm going there to find, it's true. And rub it out. Should be the same fingers, same toes, same blood group. Like me, 10% Rarotongan, mother, Kaika, okay, Kaika, and 50% Tahitian, father, Wanoa, Ikan, Rakadui, or Rayate. Okay, that's one. And 20% English, Rogan, judges, they put the titles together in Auckland. All the titles from Auckland to Hawke's Bay to Ranganui, Gisborne, and East Coast. The Rogans married the Manukau and put the British title together. That's why these folks don't like me talk like that. So those titles were overarching original deeds that I bought. I could have put it up, but it's better to tell you rather than show you the books. They're all there. And so Mohi left all the titles with me, and all the other chiefs that died said, right, you do the job. And so I carried that big load. I thought I'd offload the whole lot. Anyway, all it did was put us in the good books with British government and the Parliament with their documents, not the ones who went in Australia and New South Wales title, LINS, which is the fraud ones we're going after. So we pulled them back into the King's Britain title side. And that's where we're sitting at the moment. Right? We're sitting that way with this flag from Britain, the Red Cross. I'll get to that one yet. But I'm just saying, we're on God's law, L-O-R-E here, Tikanga. And then from Tahiti. We're all Tahiti, Tainui, Ngāti Porou, and Ngāpuri. It's still the same brothers. I don't know why they're fighting each other. Over the same God they've got it somewhere, so they're chasing after the Pākehā one. I'm not over here. What the heck are you doing there? It's not laws. Don't go to that court because you'll get trapped. You come out of the court and stand on this side. Okay? You'll be right.
John, can you pinpoint the 8-point star, the wakas?
Okay.
Wakas.
Okay. The 8 points. 1 point at the top was for originally our trust with Queen Victoria, 1848. Okay, so put the trust together, and for the 7 wakas like Tahiti, Rarotonga, Samoa, New Zealand, Aotearoa. So those are the 7 wakas with their waka ship of Admiralty at the top. Right? Now I've changed it since the Queen's one, put King William's crown there, monarch, sovereign. Okay, we have our own sovereign with our flag. We don't borrow his. He's got his own for his own unruly people here from Britain. So we have that contract direct to Britain and nobody else. Where the Queen went, it's not our business. What she picked up using the King is our business. In the royal revenue from the King's bench. Okay, which is what I'm acting as, the King's bench judge to account for the missing revenue. Okay? So really, that's where this comes from. And the marshal goes and surrounds them. And the sheriff goes and confiscates it. That's how it works. That's how the King works. Okay? Not this side, this side. This side here is unruly and using their own law, which is not updated. That's all in the boondocks. And they're going to get caught out once John Maunga and Kawanata comes up with a letter from the UN or whatever they're doing, which will probably spoil my game, and they'll finish it off. And the thing I want here is this. do not kill the government off because you need debtors. If you got rid of them, they'll get away with it. But if you leave them bleeding to death, then you can cut them off one by one, like three little bubbles on the wall. Okay? One by one. You'll get more out of it. If all people, you give one of these to all people, good to it. So they'll be collecting to put back in membership. Is this side of the bar, the other side. Okay? The 8 points otherwise is, I might as well go on this side, to King William, King George, Red Cross. So King George, the big cross on our flag, you're seeing the flag in our time, that's our one there. The big cross is all the King Georges. King George the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and King William the fourth is a George, and also King Ernest Augustus the first. That makes all the 8 points here of the star as that King Empire. British Empire, Roman Empire is that. That's why the Pope's got it, because it's the Roman Empire is those kings. Okay, the 8 kings is the 8 points on top of our 8 points with the waka. Okay, so that makes economic sense, and it makes our title more solid to express to the rest of the world. We're going out on a mainstream, straight into the big sea, and off with it, without sinking. Okay? So we have all that power behind us that was already there, but we had to make our own instructions. Because we didn't get an instruction booklet. They didn't give us a big flag. They didn't tell us how powerful it was. You have these 4 flags, four of those, in the corners, north, east, south, west. Blue, chief of Admiralty. Mortgage, black line of the British military, right? Protectorate of this Red Cross. This Red Cross is exclusively King William IV with his seal to protect his business with us. Not this one. This is the big world one. World one. This is our one with our contract. Okay? Private. Nobody's business. Nobody's business. Right out. The hubby. Okay? Making the hubby. And so we've got the military and British Parliament here to make sure they are obligated to listen to us when we need them, when the police all fail us. So now we have King William IV, King George IV brother, 2 brothers, and the 3rd brother is King Ernest Augustus I. Okay? Their father is, believe it or not, King George III. Okay? The one that put America together with the Admiralty. Okay, so those are the Salic law in Hanover that forbids any woman from succeeding to a king's reign, or all the 8 kings. But in this case, a contract king to us in the whole world, okay, to Britain and us, the Habu, okay? So that's what I'm saying with this part of the flag and the Sea of Admiralty's mortgage. This is what kills everybody with debt, is that, okay? Now, all we're doing is reversing what the government did with this. It's supposed to be for the common people, with the common law. It's the common law. King's law in the court bench is common law. They buried it and put the Admiralty right up the front to seize everything of everybody and hid the common law away as being not important. Okay? So because you can't claim much with that, but Admiralty, you can take the whole world over with the Admiralty with that. Okay? They only did it a different way. They don't use sheriffs there because they're not federal. Okay, so now we've got our economy in place. Now with our plans, we've got those ready to go now here in Matauri Bay and the East Coast with their flag. It has free passage through the world, anywhere in the world, as it was, and someone's been using it. That'll be the Queen is ahead of our trust, of the Queen Victoria Trust. The King and Queen of Spain is the other trustees, and Prince Andrew the other trustee. Now, they've been using this hidden away in their cabinet in Wellington And I think they just gave it back when the Tino Rangatira flag, they chose that for a Maori flag for the country, and gave this one back to Ngāpuhi. So it's the big flag should be sitting somewhere up here, back, that's as far as I know. But all they did was raked everything out of it, then put it away, and they were going to bring a new flag out, a new flag with a fern. I just told them, don't touch it because there's a copyright to the All Blacks, okay? Don't touch it, because they'll take everything, take the whole country with a new title. To this. That's why they've dropped it and gone back to the Union Jack 1902. Union Jack when they became independent. But they've got no continuity of sovereignty to a monarch sovereign in Britain. When the Queen cut it off, 1902, that was the end of it, under that Union Jack flag. Okay? That's a war flag. This is not a war flag. This is a business flag. This is a commercial trading bank business flag. We haven't started our business yet. The Hapus were doing business in those days, but they had no gunpowder to shoot anybody out of the way. Right? The government took over with their ships and bankrupted our chiefs with the pound note. Our chiefs had a pound note, 1888 pound note. I picked the pound note and wrote the roll and put our face on it. And off we go to pound note. As debtor instrument to any fraudsters with this flag as being paramount. No one can touch it in Westminster. No one can change it. Only us. Only us can change the leaders between us and the Queen and sever the ties with one king to the other. Now I'm going to go there to put in King Ernest Augustus V. He's 63 and his son is 33. He's a banker, Swiss banker. Okay, so they're living in London. I'll go back and reinstate him to the throne and boot the Queen, take the trust over. That's my job, is to take the trust over, Queen Victoria Trust, and put King's name on top of it. Back to this live flag of continuity of monarch sovereign to Britain. Okay, not broken. Right? That's why it's a good flag. And it's got Britain on it. The red cross, straight there, only in a commercial sense of it making us where we should have been with the best part of the land. Okay, we should be on the best part of the land. They've gone and used it because we didn't know how to use it, rather than just go off the road. It's the money they've taken out of the fact I've got to go put it back in. I'm doing that now, put it back in, arrange it. In Devon, England, where King William's memorial is on his land in Devon, under the Salic law. That's the only place the states can go to take over Britain and Westminster shut it down and start it up and bring the four nation states back in. England, Wales, Ireland, Scotland back in and build it back up, put it back where it was, and put the British flag beside it. Put that back with us in. Okay, so all it'll do is it'll put us on the map, put the Pacific together, and put us spreading the wealth around. Okay, that's what we're doing. Is not Robin Hood. No, we don't steal. We don't steal. We confiscate. Big difference. We confiscate something they stole. We don't buy land back like some people are. Buying land back and borrow the money and buy it. No, that's mad. Right? So no, we don't. We just find somebody who's done wrong, correct them, or either make them better than what they are, help them to look after that. Well, we get tenants, good tenants, out of all the people that are on these parts of the land. But they've got to follow the law. They have to follow the law, just MOAI being the first here to exercise that right in the New World Order. Okay, that's what I want to say. I'm going to start it from here on a big group today, and that's all it took. 3 minimum in a hui is sufficient for a full-blown hui. No matter about who didn't get here, they just missed out on something good. And the whole world knew before they did, or if they're not watching us on Facebook, of developments of something that we are about to launch. Hey, how would you like to be us here? No.
John, can you clarify for the Maoris that have a misunderstanding of the MOAI and Hapu compared to the Maori and the treaty?
Okay, so we've got contracts. the Treaty of Waitangi is 1840 memorial stone at Tiki Marae in Waitangi. Now that's a Queen and a Maori iwi contract. Okay, they've signed into it. They're settling each other. They're giving peanuts back to them, and they're accepting it. And that's the contract. Finished. No more. Can't come on this side. Stay there. Stay there, and some of the consequences. Okay. If you want to come over here, you'll have to talk to all these members around the world. So now we've got the numbers, right? We've got numbers around the world. Not a bunch of Maoris who ran out of them. They're all over the world. We can't get them together to a hui. So we go with the multitudes under there to get the numbers, no matter who they look like, no matter where they come from. They are all subjected to this power of a longevity of kings, right? Kings that are new kings now, not the old kings. The new ones that shouldn't fight anymore. But Putin's doing all the work and cleaning all out and make way for us to come in cleanly, yeah? We're taking clean. Now, what was I saying before?
Well, as for
the Maori and the Moai.
with the copyright.
Yeah. So with the Maori, Maori is an invention. Iwi Maori is an invention of the Crown Corporation of the Linz, Australia, government. Okay. They are only 3-year temporary running the country. They can be knocked out any time with this one. Okay. So they created this Maori in 1945 at the war period for their documents. And if you have a look at the deeds on this side, you won't find the word Maori. It's always got native. Okay? Native. And no Maori, no sign of Maori. And the original titles that these lot came out of. There's 2 admiralties. That one was Vice Admiral, is a play acting one of the real admiralty on this side that created this mortgage. And this admiralty from this one. You see? So you've got King, Queen. Now the law on this side has been altered. This one, from the original 1835 Declaration of Independence, is a jurisdiction, constitution, and sovereignty. This one. Made this one. Right? They bottled this one up to make the 1840 live. Right? Now the Queen's gone, hello, he got nothing. He got nothing, and he's looking at this one and saying, oh, shuck, we can't jump there because we're too far gone into this hole. Can't get out of contract. Right? So the contract with the treaty settlements is less of the mark of compensation. We don't compensate here, we confiscate. Not compensate, 2 different words. So this side is a system that they can't get out of the mortgage, which this one created the mortgage, but this one screwed the mortgage to make more money for outsiders. That's outside of here. With the corporation, this one corporate, this one private, cooperative. Big difference. Cooperative owns everything. This one, trustees owns it. Okay? The trustees are not the real owners. So this one is going to take them out. Right? Going to take this lot out with these documents against these documents that have no basis of sovereignty, monarchy, gone, abandoned ship, gone, and they're looking like fools. Anybody that talks with a queen on it, on the documents, he's gone. Because the Pope said, sorry, we turned the page over. We don't have that anymore. So you can, carry on over there, but we're going to talk to these guys. No? Because they've got more substance going for them. And we're about time. If we didn't do this to these guys, this fellas wouldn't be here. So they demolished this lot and went for this. So that is the difference between the Maori and the Moai. We've gone to the Moai because it's an original memorial stone that's there for many moons. So that's why they've got their 1840 obelisk. That was only put up in 1953. Right? They put this one up in 1993 at Tiki Marae to make it look like it was 1840. I said, hang on, they didn't have those things in 1840 Maoris, or they didn't have that obelisk there. So we're telling talking on this document. Right? Anything they've got a Maori on one side, and the Queen on the other side is questionable, right? This fellow take him to court, take him out. But what's going to happen? That's what they can go for it. The argument is this: the truth hurts on this side. It's tough because they've lost everything. The Queen and all the other parties said, you lost it. This side says, you didn't lose anything. They took it from you, and you jumped into their court because you're lazy to make your own court. Right? Lazy. And you got to go and listen to them, and they tell you how to do tikama. Anyway, at school, and all of that. No, that's the difference. Where this one will be financial, from this one spoils of fraud. We're making a business out of that here. And they're accountable to us, the, what do you call it? Rent chiefs. Okay? Rent chiefs, or what's their name? They call it landlords, or whatever. In this terminology, we have to talk like kings, but act like ourselves. Native. Okay? We'll be native more on this side than this side. Because we're listening to ourselves in our own mirror, and these ones mirroring us on this side to make their side work. So Hapu is being compromised by the iwi because iwi got no whakatanga. Let's start with from this side. Right? That's why they don't like talking like this. They don't like you talking about MOAI. They say, we've never heard of that. Snow was always there. Tahitian. Okay? There's more ngāpui than anything. And I'm glad I saw Pohutukawa put the videos of the MOAI. Made sense. Now, this is proof. The proof is in the Rugby World Cup games. Guess what? When the boy only picked the ball up, went right up, it came down like a MOAI. There's a MOAI, hit the ground, open the ground, then the MOAI came out of the ground. You see? Now, what are they doing playing with the MOAI? You know what? Mana. They're saying we conquered the MOAI, and we put conquered them with the World Rugby Cup. Guess what? England lost. They're the ones that put on this show about England conquering the MOAI.
And John, in that opening ceremony at the rugby world champion, once the MOAI came up, they projected flags on the MOAI too.
Yeah. So hence the New World Order. The 193 countries signed up at New York on the 26th of September 2015. And prior to that, on the 1st of September 2013, that's when the Pope destroyed all corporations and trusts, including the judge sitting in the court as his trust and iwi trusts. You can now go and challenge any trust and take out the trustees. They're not the real owners now in this world. So that's the things I wanted to let you know, Taumata, learned people, that we are on the ball at the rugby match in here to tell you that story, which is true.
John, I want to just, if I can, ask a question. I'm intrigued by your corridor. We here in Matauri are not new to battle. We are warriors from Maidan. And my role in the hapu, in the start of the taumata, I lead the battles. We lead the battles in court. And that's my background. But the question I wanted to ask you, because you raised some very intriguing things. You know how sometimes you read a book and you don't know why you're reading it, but some years later something goes ding like that. The other day Jean was with us in court, and I put submissions to the court. Now, normally the judges in the Maori Land Court would not necessarily have understood what I was saying. But this time he understood completely what I was saying. So he's given us leave to return again on the 23rd to make further witness submissions to him. Essentially, I'm saying that to the Maori Land Court, you have no jurisdiction. You are an administration court. And we want this matter to be bumped upstairs, to be heard before the Queen's Court, or in a Queen's Court, or as you call it, the King's Bench Court. So I'm intrigued by that. A question that I have, when you refer to 193 countries having signed up to the United Nations, first, what did they sign up to? Was that what did they sign up to? And how come the rest of the world doesn't know yet? No? Or that hasn't, you would have thought by now, Gene and I were having this conversation the other day, well, if the Pope made his initial announcement in 2013, and I know at the time when he made that announcement, it sent shockwaves. It sent shockwaves around the world, and particularly through the financial circles and the financial institutions. And then 2015, supposedly the official release or the official declaration to the world by the Pope, and then his travels around the world, and then opening of the United Nations. And there's something in what you're saying that keeps nagging away at me, nagging away in my mind. I don't know what it is, but it certainly has, and I think what a lot of what you're pointing to, like private and trustee, has a lot to do with it. I think the stone that you now speak of at Waitangi, I've spent hours and hours looking at that stone. I've spent hours and hours going through each word on that stone. And one of the things that I discovered on that stone was that if you look at the Maori text in particular, it's almost like saying there are two worlds happening in parallel. You'll only see it if you read the Maori stone. You read it on the stone. Now, again, those are just one of the things I've noticed. I don't know how to make sense of it or what it means or what it is, but I'm intrigued by the fact that you mentioned that stone today, because I've spent many hours reading that stone and trying to understand. But if it has the significance that you're referring to about the MOAI, then I think there, in my Maori native mind, rings a bell. Rings a bell. No, it's like a frequency. You set off a frequency. And I don't know what it means, but it's, you set off something. And it'll come to me, I guess, in time to come.
I mean, should we pause for John to address those first few questions about You've asked him several questions, so should we let John address some of those questions?
So the real question was about that stone. One of the questions was, you could repeat again, what was your statement about the stone at Waikali?
Okay.
That memorial stone as being a contract.
Yes.
Could you go back and explain that again?
Okay. So,
I have rambled on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, it's better to get a broad view of many aspects of any stone memorial of dated time. It's fixed in time to a particular date for a particular reason. So now, when the British came here and the Europeans, they have stone memorials to their gravestones that they're more or less the keepers of that land. And that's how they do it. They use memorial stones in the church. The Catholic Church and the Church of England have their memorials, which is title to any piece of land the church is on, is their title. Now, if the Maoris were as stone happy as the British and all the rest of their stone memorial, they would have had one for Te Tiriti, a white stone with their words in Maori on it. Well, there ain't one. They would have stuck it at the appropriate place under that tree. Over here, where I went to yesterday, for this flag has more going for it in substance. A stone memorial is of substance, title. It is titled, I was here. I was here in, 1953. I was here, I put this stone here. Not 1840. So you have to question every piece of stone memorial. You say to Moai, they said the British said, there was there in 380. Well, that's good enough for me. I'm not going further back to 3,000 years. I'm just doing what they said. What the Pope just said. Memorials are everything. The Pope says, we've got our memorials. We just borrowed them from Egypt and from the Moai people. And we don't own them. We just claim them as our authority. Now, stone memorials are authority of any piece of land. So when you look at the 1840 treaty, you say, who put it in, who built it out of which concrete from where? Which is materials. Did they bring it like the Moai standing in Auckland from Rapa Nui in its real Moai stone head and body? Or no, or they just went down to the local concrete works and got some concrete from those people, right? First, and made that one. So it's a concrete one, right? Now, if you look at it that way, I'm just saying the words written on, who wrote them? Who wrote the word? Who's the author? It won't tell you who the author is. See? So you go, hang on. That was 1953 when they put it together for 1840 to fool everybody into thinking that Maori looked like Moai, and they made a Moai statue, a replica, Helen Clark, 2004, also on seabed. I was in Parliament with my own seabed claim, 300 out of 3,000. I was one on my own with the seabed title. That's what I'm good at, seabed title. And so, hello. The Bishop of Canterbury and his Samoan people made this replica for the Pacific and stick it on the beach with the Moai statue. That's fine, but whose Moai was that? Whose Moai was that? You know whose it was? Helen Clark's Moai and the president of Chile. They went and made it and put it on the beach too. Oh, they look like Maoris on this memorial plaque. They look like Maoris. And so that's what they used. The church did that. The church fabricated our history, our inheritance, whakapapa, for the church to take title to Wellington Parliament in the foreshore and seabed to take the seabed title. I jammed them up. And I haven't finished with them. I haven't finished with the wine box either. I haven't finished with them when we take them out in our court. Okay? It's the same method they used for that 1840 obelisk at Waitangi. It's fraud, straight fraud, and it's been like that. A lot of Henry Forret, how do I chuck the thing and say it's rubbish. Well, she wasn't far from the truth about death and the Queen, you see. But the mayors believe it. Don't believe anything and jump off the cliff. Don't jump off the cliff for the Queen. Anyway, there's no Queen to jump off the cliff for now because that is past this use by date. It has no continuity in its contract. No end date. When you get a contract with no end date, it's fraud. What? Hong Kong went back, it had an end date on it. It got returned. Not this one. That's the fraud. In that, obelisk. You ask anybody, when's the end date of this? When's it going to end? They won't tell you. They won't tell you where the money went to either. No. They won't tell you. Hidden secret. Right? So that's as much as I can say about that. And another truckload if you want to know more. I got truckloads of stories about that obelisk. Apart from being first conquered.
And you see the obelisk throughout the world. You see it at the Vatican. You see it in England. The Washington Monument is an obelisk.
Yeah, so the obelisks are stolen from Egypt. In Vatican City in the center, that's a penis. They took it for the wood of all the people in the world, and this man with one penis. That's what they made of that. That's what they took it there. That's what they took it there. And one in England, and one in France. The obelisk. Sun Ra died. The sun to the sun. Yeah. Okay? Now, on the story of the sun, this is the true story. The real triangle that they've got with their money in, that fizzled out.
Can you draw that triangle?
Triangle.
How the sun, how you're doing the sun?
Oh, yeah. So, we've got, you've got 12 midday. You've got 6 a.m., 6 p.m., 12 midnight. Now this is East Island, okay? At Te Pito. This is Te Pito East Cape on our landlock at 6 a.m. on the dot.
East Cape in New Zealand. Right?
That's New Zealand, yeah, New Zealand. Closest to the sun over here is there, okay? The sun is pointing down this way. Not, the south is up there and north down here at the bottom. They put the north up the top and the south down here.
What's it one up the top?
12 midnight.
12 a.m.
12 a.m.
Oh, hang on. Midday.
Midday, yeah.
Midday.
High noon.
12 noon. 12 noon. Okay, that's East Island. East Island. This is the perfect triangle of the real triangle of our legacy to Tahiti, to us, the native. This is our world perception of where we sit in the world, okay? As Africa is over here. Africa, the Kingdom of Ghana, and Mali. Okay? So, exactly, the sun is shining on these 3 points at the same time, and closest to the East Cape is here, the distance to the Sun Ra. Okay, so, and the other way around, it's 6 a.m. in Ghana and 6 p.m. in the East Coast, at Te Pito. Te Pito there and Te Pito here, birth of the world is at Te Pito, birth of the world. This is our story of world.
Say our story, you mean?
The native, Tahitian.
Right.
Tahitian African.
Right.
Okay? We're basing ourselves on our whakapapa. To the world. God's will. Okay? In our tikanga. Okay? Perfect, it's a perfect, square inside a circle of light. Okay? A circle of light. And, so we've got the opposite mirror image is 12 midnight on East Island and the opposite 6 p.m. at East Coast and 6 p.m. right on the dot. And so that does away with the Pope's triangle with his eye in it and all the line going all over the place and trying to prove They've confused everybody rather than tell the truth about God's. This is God's law, L-O-R-E. Okay? L-O-R-E. That's why the Queen took the Moai off East Island, the Moai, off East Island to London to take this title, to take the world title. I think the four corners of earth titles. She took this, Moai, one, Moai to England. And then France took one, Belgium took one, New York took one, Washington DC took one. Right? They all took one because they're the most powerful country for this. With this four corners of the earth. That's the physical side, this is the spiritual side. Okay? This is the spirit. That's missing. In this side. This is money, law, and this is God law, truth. Me, you, and no one else. Yeah, so that's how we apply that to this.
So what's that flag down the bottom there?
Midnight. So the time difference is London's on the same sunline time as Africa. It's also 6 p.m. on the dot, but further up the other way. It's further that way on the ley lines. Okay? Yeah. But the sun's direct sun hotline, as I call it, is on the Pacific Africa black people. That's why they're black and those other ones are white, because of the sun difference distance on those time periods.
So where's the sun?
The sun is here, look, here. Right? He's starting over here at 6 a.m. First sun on the East Cape of New Zealand. First rising sun on Hikurangi.
Yeah.
There's some Hikurangis in South Island and North Island. So all those Hikurangis up here in the north, it's the same Hikurangi. Yeah, that links up here. If you go deeper, this is deep. Okay, this is deep. You can spend a long time on this alone. And this is a Ngāpuhi story. You see, they're the ones that kicked this off. Nobody else in the world kicked that off. To kick that off. Okay, so you've got to link both. You can't do one without the other. And they don't want anybody to know this one.
So when you say God's law, what do you mean? That they wanted to get hold of all of that.
The Moai statue is God's face. Okay? Face and body. Body of law, his law, truth, sovereign truth, well, not, but truth.
And the knot.
Yeah, the knot on his head, the crown on his head, the Queen whopped it off and put her crown, the metal one, on her in England, and whopped the head off, half of the one in England, the big one, and took the mana out of it for herself. That's why they say, oh, the Queen's got some connection to us. No, she actually forced entry with that Crimes Act, the News of Crimes Act, on our body. That's our body, of our DNA. That's us, our property. Property in this side, property. Property ownership, this spirit is us, the body.
So from there, they went into creating that.
So they stole us to put it into this, to make this look.
Yeah.
They got no spirit. Yeah. They took this Moai and stuck it over here, the king. So the two most powerful memorials in the world are King William, the fourth, with the Admiralty and all the mold, money, everything, and this one. This one.
See, that's what we're questioning today, on there.
Yeah.
As we've always known our take is about God's law.
Yeah, God's law.
That's the one we're actually working on now.
Yeah.
With, the evidence that's so we follow on with what you're saying, but there's a clearer, more profound sort of evidence.
Yeah.
To really pinpoint where our European ancestors intention, because we're talking about how we've got the whakapapa to the number 8.
Yeah.
The 8-pointed star.
Yeah.
Well, the 8-pointed star. Have you come across the 4 sets of twins?
For what?
4 sets of twins that come to pure DNA to the 4 corners of the world.
Yeah, so that fits in with here.
Yeah.
You've got to tell the story just story.
Yeah, well, we're telling it from here because it's been revealed to us from here.
Yeah.
So you're very much.
You've got to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, well, it came to me here.
Yeah.
And the dream, the MOAI came here. The evidence that's been shown me is from here.
Yeah.
So I had to go like you to the islands to get confirmation before we can actually speak it.
No,
it's
like me. I haven't been to East Island yet I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
Right? I'll go there and should prove that what you say is true.
I go through the language, you see. It's the language where this evidence is to confirm it.
Yep, that's basket of knowledge, okay?
Yeah.
That's a hat on his head.
What I'm questioning is about God's law.
Yeah.
Now, in God's law, the Pope and them are talking about this God's law. So I believe that's where they derive all their laws from to actually try to rule the planet. Hey, we're talking about the planet, European working in the West.
Yeah.
Now, what are they doing in the South?
Okay.
Who gave them the right to come to the South? Because in the Bible, there's a major mistake in the Bible about the human race. Yeah. Now, if we can prove that they lied about that, there's a major mistake there. Yeah. That they've actually, like you say, they've hidden the truth. Yeah. So, to that 4 sets of twins.
So hence the Pope said, no more laws. No more laws in the world. I've demolished them. You've got your own laws. If you haven't got any, I'm going to bring a new one. And it looks like he's taking the law of the universe next.
So when he says no more laws,
man's law.
Says no more laws.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means his Vatican laws that rule the world. Okay, with a king. One king.
So his Vatican law.
Yeah, his Vatican laws. He has.
But he's still saying his church every Sunday.
His Vatican law.
Yeah.
Carry on.
His Vatican laws he's destroyed.
Yeah.
So that he's saying use your own laws because there ain't no laws
from them,
from anyone that can think they're going to run the world with their law. Apart from him saying, I've given you 2 years notice, I'm going to give you another year. If you haven't got it, I'll bring a new one. And it looks like it's a UFO law. Because they're talking UFO law.
Okay, now, but just go back to so now God's law, you're saying what he means by that is Vatican law. Is that the old ecclesiastical laws, all those old laws that they had?
No. Bible's different. They've forced entry into the Bible, into the church, with their Jesuits. They are not churchy people. They are the devil.
Right.
That's why they're acting the devil.
So Israel is the devil too.
Hang on. I just want to put my question quickly. So Vatican law, that's what I just want to get clear. What does Vatican law mean?
Okay. Vatican law is a contract law.
Is a
contract law?
Contact or
contract?
Contract
between two people or nation states. Okay? And he made the laws of UCC that created money from Sedicate Trust, from birth certificates, and also any property, they call property, belonging to the state. He owned the state and the parliament, okay? He owned the parliaments and the state and the law of countries that are subjected to Rothschilds, banks who use the same law. Okay?
Right. So I'm trying to get at, so does that involve things like commercial law?
Yeah. Everything commercial law. Yes. Commercial law. Yep. Commercial law.
Canon law.
Canon law. Civil law, which is your courts. Civil law. Courier law. Courier law. And, those three, UCC law. And Admiralty law of mortgage. Admiralty is mortgage land, which puts everybody in debt, can't get out of it. Okay? That's what that law is. You can't get out of it.
Does that include things like equity law?
Yes. Everything in a district court.
Well, that's,
The one court is subject to the power of jurisdiction to another court.
So Isaiah, hang on, Pauline, I'm just trying to get it clear. Trying to understand.
British law.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
So my understanding is that there's statute law.
Yep, that's the Catholic law.
There's statute law, and there's common law, and there's what they call God's law.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not God's law.
No.
It's all the rest.
Yeah, all the rest of it. So we've got British law in Westminster.
Yep.
That's our law. Okay? It prevails when no other law is around.
Yeah.
We go straight back to the British law.
Yeah.
Here. We're going back to the land laws of England. Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over these Lynn's Australian titles. Okay?
Yeah.
Subject to the Queen. Okay? And their law, and the Maryland court belongs to the Queen. Okay?
Yeah.
All those laws belong to that side of the Australian, New South Wales government and government Wellington's own law.
Yeah.
They created their own law out of our law. Okay? Out of the 1835 law.
When you say they created it out of our law, what does that mean?
The 1840 treaty and its law was derived out of the 1835 Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
Okay? Of something that existed in the Declaration itself from being hapu transferred to iwi. Okay? Hapu transferred to iwi from the state government of New Zealand. Okay? State? Yeah. States belong to Vatican. Law belongs to Britain. Law belongs to Australia and New South Wales government.
Yeah.
And law belongs to the people's common law. Britain. So those are the different jurisdictions that you have to use one or the other, and you have to stay of power to go to the next one, higher in jurisdiction. Yeah. And they've got no constitution to add insult to injury. And you're the injured party.
Yeah. That's the current argument that I'm running at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. In one court, in the Maryland court, is their own sub contract title to the Lynn or to the New Zealand government.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's theirs. They created it.
But this is
But can I take a break? I'm trying to do these videos for an hour each time. So it's over an hour. I'll stop this and we'll take a break.
Start up. Yeah, just wait for they start up here. And then you can continue. Yeah, you got to switch it off and you got to go on so long.